Never in my life would I was thinking I'm going to be blowing glass.
Today we're going to be doing something quite interesting actually. After gambling in the casino and not wanting to lose money because I don't know how to gamble, we did fat cats, and today we're going to be doing something quite interesting, glass blowing. And it's going to be a beginner's lesson, and it's going to teach you how to make some trinkets, Christmas tree and snowflakes, I believe. And we're going to do that, and it's going to be a beginning lesson. I have no experience with glass blowing whatsoever. We're going to go do that.
How you doing? I'm Greg LeFrancis at LeFrancis Studios. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Glass comes in, it's just chunks of clear glass. We pour cravat, take the cravat, put it in here, and turn it up to 2180 degrees. And this here just melts and it gets like molasses.
Wow.
It takes 6 to 8 hours. And then you have your rods, which are heated. Your solid rods you'd use for the flowers and the paperweight. The hollow rods would be the pumpkin, the gourd, orb, whatever you're making there. Okay? They're not light in any way. And then you add glass to it.
Oh, wow.
The ones that do this work have shoulder problems. And it is work to do this. Do a pumpkin, it takes up to 3 people. What you do, you take this, it's heated, you dip it in the cravat, take it over here, roll it on a flat surface. Okay, so it adheres well. Dip it again, go over and put it in your colored glass. The furnace is going at 2300 degrees and it blows out. That's why we have the shield. And you put it in there, melt the glass in the whole time, otherwise it'll just droop off. You're rolling it, shaping it. If it's a pumpkin, you have some, or orb, you have somebody here connect a tube. They're blowing in it while you're sitting here shaping it. Then it has to go in the kiln over there for 12 hours. And it slowly comes down. It's called annealing. And if you don't, it sits out here, it's just going to shatter. That's soft glass. Now, the borosilicate that you'll be using over here, like I said, is a strong glass, trade name Pyrex. You can put it in the oven. A lot of times you can drop it, as long as if it isn't on cement, it won't break. Unless it's real thin pieces you put on it.
You show them what we're going to be making? Okay, so you got the little leaf bottle stopper and our little leaf pendant that you're going to make. So you're going to learn how to do the little loop on there and create the little pendant. You can wear it. You could have it as an ornament, hang it from the mirror of your car. There's a sun catcher, that type of thing. So what we'll do is we'll go through the process. I'll go through the steps and show you guys how we're going to do this. So I'll just go through all the steps and show you what we're going to do. And then basically we'll have you guys jump on it and do the little bottle stopper first. So this will be the first little one that we do here. So I'll go through all the little steps and show you how we're going to do that. All right, so we'll start up the torch. The torch is an oxygen propane torch. So we have the propane in there. We're going to add the oxygen to it. So we'll turn off the torch. We turn off the oxygen first, then the propane. The little acronym they use to turn the torch on is POOP. So propane and oxygen, and turn it off. You turn off oxygen and propane.
Oh, wow. Yeah, never going to forget that.
Yep. The glass that we use, the borosilicate glass, it won't conduct heat down the rod. So it's only going to get hot about that far down the rod. All right, so you're not going to feel any heat or anything. Really, you're not going to feel much heat at all. Like that, you can start feeling heat when you're that close to it, but you're not going to be like burning up or anything like that. It's in different rods or tubes, and this is what we can do, melt down, make the big marbles, different stuff like that. We would just have it where we'd just get like a bigger rod and melt the bigger rod to make like the bigger marbles. And that's what we have up there is all the rods, different sizes and stuff like that. What we do is so you guys can actually put some color on there, like here, we got crushed borosilicate glass they call Frit. So you're just going to get this glass hot. You're going to go down there and roll it around in the colors you want. Heat it up a little bit more, roll it around one more time, and we'll melt it all in. So that's going to give you some colors. You get a blue, a red, and a mixture of everything up there in the corner. Go through here. Dialed in here. And what you're going to do is you're going to have the glass in the rod, in the little rod here in the flame. The hottest part is this middle section. So you're just going to kind of scoot off the side. That's how I was taught how to do it when I first was taught how to do it. Just kind of spin around nice and slow inside there. You're not going really fast. You're just kind of spinning that in there. Kind of using this angle. The glass blowers use gravity a lot as our friend. So we're going to let the glass kind of melt down on the rod. If it gets too much, like if I keep going like this, eventually it's going to look like a mushroom cap. So I'll kind of go up a little bit like this and round it up, and I'll go back down and let it droop down again. So I'm just going to build that up and get just a nice little mound of glass on the end of the rod. So it's molten and everything. You don't feel anything. I mean, you got a glow going through there. You don't feel anything on the rod. It's just if you get really close to it, I mean, you start feeling the heat right about there, where you feel a little bit of the heat on there. So all you're doing is just kind of going in there. We're just going to melt this glass down. Just get a nice little ball of glass on the end of it. So similar like Tom was saying over there with the soft glass, we're doing a lot of the same things we're doing here, where we're having it spinning it in the flame. Over there, you'd have it on the metal rod, and you'd be spinning it on the metal rod everywhere you're going, sitting at the bench, rolling it, doing that stuff. This, you're all doing it kind of on a smaller scale, and you're doing it all by hand, doing it this way. So that's about all we're really going to need for the little leaf of glass on the end of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the colored glass.
That's all you need?
Yep, that's all you need to make that little leaf, yep. So a nice little bit of glass. You don't need anything really big on there. We're going to squish it, and that's going to flatten it out and make it look more like a disc. So we have this. We're just going to kind of roll this around in there. Just kind of, as long as this glass is glowing, it's going to pick that color up. So you just kind of roll it around in there, let it pick all that crushed glass up on there. So it's all sandy looking. You put it back in the flame, it lights up.
Ooh.
Where it was. You just kind of go in there a little bit, melt that in, get it glowing again.
So you said that's called the Fritz?
Yeah, it's called Fritz, is what they call it, yeah. So it's crushed glass, they call Fritz. You can do multiple colors. I mean, you can put a little bit on, the end, whatever you want to do. Just kind of melt all it in now. We'll get this thing going, get it all nice and smooth. So the whole purpose we have now is just kind of smoothing out that crushed glass on the ball, so it's not all sandy or anything like that. So we're just going to melt this in a little bit. To our left hand, I know lefty usually go to both hands, but you can start on this side if you want to and do it opposite. You can do that too. So either way, whatever you feel comfortable doing. So all I'm going to do is just kind of roll this little ball in the flame, keep it nice and hot. We're going to pick up these little matchers here. Got a little imprint on them, and that's where it gets the imprint of like a little leaf. So we're going to take it, we'll go straight up and down, we'll line it up, and we'll give a little squash just on that little orange ball. And then you can see the little imprint it puts on there. So we'll grab the little handle rod, they call it punny. Just a fancy name for a handle. Just gonna get it glowing, get it nice and warm. Heat them up, get them both glowing. We're gonna come out, give it a little touch. Let it cool for a second. The thing we're trying to do is we're gonna heat up just the edges of the little disc here, and we're gonna stretch it out and make it look like a leaf now. To go in there, heat the edges up. So we'll heat the edge up on this side. We'll flip it over, heat the edge up on that side. You're gonna feel it getting a little soft on you, and that's what you wanna feel. We're gonna come on out with it. We're gonna give it a little stretch. And that's where you're gonna turn into more of a leaf shape. Now what we're gonna do is gonna give it a little bend, a little twist. You can do a little bit or a lot, whatever you wanna do. So if you want like a little bit, we'll heat up the edges again. A little bend, you can just do like that and just have like a little twist going on there. Or if you wanna do it like most people like to do, they like to twist it all the way around. So you do it, you're just gonna go through and twist it all the way around. So it's really whatever you want to do when you're making it. So now we're done with the little handle rod, so we're gonna cut that off to heat up the tip of the little leaf here. Get that glowing. Gonna give it a little stretch. Just pop that off there on the end of the rod. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do the little tail that goes down into the cork. So we're gonna heat up behind the little leaf. With our left hand or right, you're gonna heat it up, kind of back and forth. But that rod's gonna get hot, and as soon as the little leaf starts to move on us, I'm gonna grab onto it. So it's starting to move on me, I'm gonna get a grip on it. And we're gonna take it out, we're gonna give it a little stretch. Not pulling really hard, just kind of a little stretch there, and that's gonna be the little tail that will go down to the cork. So when you open up a bottle of wine, you've got the little hole there from the corkscrew, and then you can slide this down into it and have a little decoration, or olive oil, or anything you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell you why you don't want to pull really fast. We have it nice and hot here. If you were to take it out and give it a pull really fast, it would just go and go and go and go and go and go. So you can feel it's like fiber optic cable. It's cooled down.
I can touch
It's
it?
already cool. It's already cooled down. Yep.
Holy crap. How strong is
Fishing
that?
line. You can snap it, break it. You can kind of break it, give a little bend. It'll kind of pulling it. It won't break, but if you bend it, a lot of times it'll snap. And
Oh, you want me to do
yeah, you
that?
can snap it. You can kind of snap it and feel it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Kind of like a fishing line, you know. So it's kind of little bent tail on there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna let gravity straighten it out for us. So it's gonna go straight in the flames. Just let that glass is gonna get sucked up a little bit, and then gravity's just gonna straighten that little tail out for you. So let's set it here on this little fiber blanket. It's a ceramic fiber, spun fiber, and it'll hold up to 2,300 degrees. And so
Wow.
it'll sit there and cool down. You definitely don't want to grab them. They look like they're cool right now, but if you put your hand over it, it's about 800 degrees. So it definitely will burn you. Feel the heat coming off it. So.
Wow.
All right, so who wants to go first? Perfect. So the same thing, you're just gonna have that in there and just gonna melt this down, just gonna get that ball going, just gonna start at the tip like this, and you're gonna just kind of work your way up the rod, just building that glass up, all right?
Never in my life would I was thinking I'm going to be blowing glass.
The whole kit, everything you need for like $2 grand. So you think about it, it's not horrible, and you'd never need to buy any of the other. All you'd have to buy is the glass, the propane yacht. Yeah. So that's all you have to keep up on, you know. So it's not a horrible hobby compared to some things out there, but you know, it can definitely add up quick though. Grab the colors you want. So you got the red there, and then the other one up on the top right, can be a whole bunch of all kinds of colors. It could be greens and blues and stuff that
I can put it on top of each other?
Yeah, you can put it on top, yeah. So you think about it, it's not like paint where it's going to mix in. It's like wherever you put the last bit, that's what you're going to see on there. So let's get it going again. You can go down and grab some more to go. You can put your left hand now. We'll grab these with your right. And the same thing, just going to get that nice and hot. And it's a little bit easier, like I say, you can kind of go straight up and down and have that, kind of bring that little ball straight up. You have the ball hanging down like that, and you're going to come over, and you'll line up and give it a nice little smack, all right?
Okay. Like this?
Yeah, just get it nice and hot. Yeah, get that thing blowing good. Just moving around a little bit.
Like this? Is that good?
Yep, that's good. Lined up on there and give a nice little smack. Yeah, hard as you can.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, mine's really tiny. Okay,
That's not bad. If you want to, you can heat it up again. If you want to smash it again, it'll get a little thinner.
Okay.
Kind of melt that in a little bit. And then get the tip of the little flower, a little leaf there. Blowing, just going to give it a little touch. So put them both in. And just give it a little touch there at the end there. And come out of the flame. And let that cool down for a second. There you go. And you can heat it up if you want to twist a little bit more. As long as it's glowing, it'll twist on you. Once that glow goes away, it'll harden up pretty quick. So.
Okay.
All right.
Put it back in?
Yep, you can let it sit for a second, let it cool down. Yeah, it looks cute. Cool little shape to it. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you go straight up and down, just kind of let that thing kind of straighten up a little bit for you. That's not bad at all. Look at that. You like it?
Yeah.
It looks cool, yeah. And you can look at it. It looks like it's a little bent. Kind of looking at it to see So if it sits in there, you think if it sits down in the cork, it's going to be off a little bit. You know, sit to the side if you want it kind of off the side a little bit on the blanket and let it cool. And then you'll see what the colors pop out, what it looks like. So,
Wow. This one looks so shiny.
and yours will shine up too as it cools. You'll get a shinier gloss to it. So good job, you did it.
Yeah.
Didn't think you were gonna do it. You did it. Look at that. It's awesome. You did. You're a glass blower now. What it looks like.